Communiqué numéro 2026.
Take a listen at Mali's Minister of Territorial Administration and Decentralisation Brigadier General Issa Ousmane Coulibaly, who is also the acting government spokesperson, officially announced the death of the government of Mali's Minister of Defense Army Corps General Sadio Camara, whose death came following an attack by the coalition of Al-Qaeda-linked FLA Azawad Liberation Front and Jinim terrorist groups, on his home in Kati urban commune of Koulikoro Region, approximately 15 kilometers northwest of Bamako, in the morning of April 25, 2026. It's a press release that was released on the Sunday of April 26, 2026, and in which the government spokesperson confirms that indeed the 47-year-old defense minister's home was hit by this heavy vehicle-bound improvised explosive device that was ferried to the compound by a suicide bomber when the minister was at home, and which also eventually destroyed an adjacent mosque, thereby killing several worshippers inside. That, nevertheless, the defense minister didn't go down that easily, and as a true valiant soldier, he in fact neutralized some of the terrorists that had accompanied the suicide bomber that delivered the VBIED, and only succumbed to injuries after being rushed to hospital moments after the military had taken control of the situation.
Déclarant un deuil national.
Declaration of a national mourning period. The President of the Transition, Head of State, having regard to the Constitution and the revised Charter of the Transition, decrees, Article 1, a two-day national mourning period, beginning Monday, April 27, at midnight, declared throughout the entire national territory in homage to General Sadio Camara, Minister of State, Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs, following his tragic death on Saturday, April 25, 2026.
Ministre d'État, ministre de la Défense et des anciens combattants, suite à son décès tragique survenu le samedi 25 avril 2026. Les drapeaux sont mis en berne.
Flags shall be flown at half-mast on all public buildings and monuments for the duration of the mourning period.
Pendant toute la durée du deuil. Article 2.
Article 2.
Le présent décret sera enregistré.
This decree shall be registered and published in the official Gazette, Bamako, April 26, 2026.
2026.
Communiqué number 2026-002 from the Transitional Government. The Transitional Government of Mali deeply regrets to inform the public of the tragic death of Lieutenant General Sadio Camara, Minister of State, Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs, following the cowardly terrorist incidents that occurred on the morning of April 25, 2026, in which a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device, VBIED, was driven by a suicide bomber.
Dans la matinée du 25 avril 2026, un véhicule piégé, conduit par un kamikaze, a visé la résidence du dit ministre.
It targeted the residence of the defense minister, who engaged in exchanges with assailants, some of whom he managed to eliminate during intense clashes.
Au cours d'intenses affrontements, il a été blessé.
He was wounded and then transported to the hospital where he unfortunately succumbed.
Malheureusement succombé. En outre,
In addition,
l'effondrement de sa résidence a causé
the collapse of his residence caused casualties and the destruction of a nearby mosque, resulting in the death of some worshippers who were inside.
de certains fidèles qui étaient à l'intérieur. En cette douloureuse circonstance,
In this painful circumstance, His Excellency, General Assimi Goïta, President of the Transition, Head of State, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, the government and the people of Mali offer their deepest condolences to the family of the illustrious deceased.
condoléances les plus attristées à la famille de l'illustre disparu. À ces condoléances sont associées
These condolences are extended to all the civilian victims who died during the terrorist incidents of April 25, 2026.
terroristes du 25 avril 2026. Au regard du parcours de l'illustre disparu,
In view of the career of the illustrious deceased, His Excellency General Assimi Goïta,
président de la transition,
President of the Transition, Head of State, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, as well as all the defense and security forces, wishes to pay a vibrant tribute to this general officer who was always characterized by his combativeness, his fearlessness, his humanism, his professionalism, his lauded record in national defense, and who was determined to respect his oath to give to the last drop of his blood for his nation.
Son professionnalisme, son bilan élogieux dans la défense nationale et qui a tenu à respecter son serment de donner jusqu'à la dernière goutte de son sang à sa nation. Par conséquent,
Therefore,
sur décision de son Excellence,
by decision of His Excellency President of the Transition, Head of State, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Army General Assimi Goïta, Army Corps General Sadio Camara, Minister of State, Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs, will be entitled to a national funeral, which will be the subject of a press release.
Aura droit à des funérailles nationales qui feront l'objet d'un communiqué. Que Dieu bénisse le Mali.
May God bless Mali and protect the Malian people. Bamako, April 26, 2026.
Je vous remercie.
Thank you. It's to be noted that in this April 25, 2026 attack on various Malian cities and military installations, there was a temporary moment of retreat of dozens of Russian mercenaries of the African Corps, who slightly retreated from Kidal after reaching a deal with the Azawad Liberation Front fighters, allowing them to retreat towards Tessalit. On the other hand, the attack on the defense minister's home was made possible after the jihadists in a convoy of multiple vehicles, cars and motorcycles stormed into Kati town and violently engaged security guards that had been installed on the home. On the same day, exchange of fire was also witnessed at the Modibo Keita International Airport, with access to the airport briefly blocked, until the Malian Army and Air Force returned normalcy through intense ground and air operations that neutralized dozens of the terrorists. Consequently, numerous roadblocks and checkpoints were mounted in the city to prevent movement and gatherings, in order to avoid any further assault on the country.